Good afternoon. I am Reverend James Woodall, the state president of the Georgia NAACP. And first, I want to take a moment to thank the Georgia voters. So many of you showed up and showed out in ways that the world thought was not even possible. We're close to closing in on an election day record, not just in a runoff, but in an actual election. And for that, we're grateful. Of the many individuals who have showed up to vote, we're close to a record number, or we've broken the record, in which over 3.9 million Georgians have voted early before January the 5th. Of that 3.9 million, black voters make up approximately 31% of all voters who showed up in early voting periods. Of, of those 3.9 million, about 112,000 Georgians who voted during that period did not vote in this year's general election back in November. And so, of that 112,000, for comparison, about 22% of those voters were under the age of 25. And of that 112,000 margin, we also saw 42% of that turnout African Americans. And so we did our thing in this election, and we're so proud of each and every one of you. I also want to take an opportunity to thank so many of our amazing partners, from organizations to election workers and poll monitors, lawyers and legal observers, election day supervisors, administrators, elected officials, all in between. We were able to come do what we know we can do, and it's called democracy. And so with that, we're grateful. Now to change gears and talk about today's election day situation. We've received numerous reports throughout the day along the lines of election day issues, whether it was machines not working, precincts not opening up on time. We're not aware of, however, of any issues that would cause for an extension of election day hours at any precinct, at least not from our end of the table. And so we are excited that we have a little bit under 2 hours left to go. And so we will continue to monitor the situation on the ground. We will continue to keep watch and communicate with our units across the state of Georgia, in which we have folks out in the field as it currently states. As people show up to the election sites all over the state of Georgia as they're getting off work, let's be reminded that you can vote as long as you're in line before 7 o'clock p.m. Go to mvp.sos.ga.gov to check your election site, your polling location, and ensure that you have all of the necessary items that you can vote. Regardless of what people may say, regardless of what social media and news analysts talk about on this election, we must be reminded of this one thing: that this election is too close for comfort, and this election would not be decided on tonight. And so we have to continue to remain vigilant and ensure that we count every vote from both election day on today to votes that were cast in the early voting process through vote by mail. We still have military and overseas ballots to also count as well. So we will be ensuring that every single county does just that. Now, I also want to talk for a moment about the counting of ballots. You're going to probably get a call if you are one of the voters who have their vote has been challenged for whatever reason, whether it's a signature match, an address change, or one of those things along those lines. And so the NAACP, with the support of our national team, will be sending out text messages and calling those voters who are members of the NAACP to call their county official to ensure that they are able to have their vote counted. And so we will be proactively reaching out to do that. And then you should also be expecting to receive a call or a text or a mail letter from your county election official about if your vote has been challenged for whatever reason. And so be on the lookout for that. I would urge you to be proactive in making sure that your absentee ballot, if you did vote by mail, to make sure that has been received and processed and accounted for, so that your vote can be counted. If for whatever reason your vote is not, because it has been challenged, then they should be able to tell you what you need to do to be able to have that counted. With that being said, we are still in the process of voting today. We have received some concerning issues, but nothing that rises to the level of which we should be concerned. And so we'll continue to remain vigilant to see if any challenges arise. And with that being said, I'll pause for some questions if we have them on social. And we'll also be back at 8 o'clock to ensure that the conclusion of this Election Day process will end in a way and in a fashion that's respectable and efficient. And so with that, I'll yield to see if we have any questions. If not, we'll conclude for this afternoon. All right, seeing none, I want to remind you that if you have any issues at the ballot box or at your polling location, don't forget to call 866 our vote. We will have our dedicated volunteers on standby, ready to assist you in any way necessary. Additionally, polls close at 7 p.m. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always find us on social media at Georgia_NAACP, or you can go to our website at naacpga.org. Again, remember, our votes matter, our voices count. Go and ensure that your voices are heard. Thank you so much, and may God keep you on tonight and forevermore.